Before we pack a moving truck to Macon, Georgia, let me give you 5 very real reasons why you might hate, and I mean hate, living here unless you can actually handle what I'm about to show you. Because I help a ton of families relocate here all over the United States to Macon, Georgia, and I'm never going to sugarcoat Macon because this isn't a video today that I want to bash Macon, but I really do want to be able to make it a preparation video and one that I can send to my clients because I get this question all the time. So if you know the actual realities of Macon, you're either going to literally run away from it or you're going to realize that it's actually a great fit for you and your family. And that is why I'm recording this today. So stay tuned. And hey, if you don't know me, my name is Luke. I'm a local realtor here in the Middle Georgia area. And in the description below, I have so many free resources for you and your family, from anything to actually relocating here, all things real estate, top 5 things to do this weekend in Middle Georgia, all that kind of stuff, and my favorite vendors, all for free. I shoot videos like this to be able to provide value to my clients in real estate, but I didn't want to gatekeep any information by just talking to my clients on the phone. So I put a lot of information out on the internet. I hope you enjoy. Let's start with the elephant in the room. Macon's crime rate is something you absolutely cannot ignore because there are parts of Macon where crime is genuinely a concern for you and your family. But the nice thing is it really is extremely neighborhood specific, because when I'm talking to a family and they're like, hey, what's the best parts of Macon? You really have to think of Macon in pockets, not as a city as a whole, because Macon-Bibb County has over 150,000 people living in it. So you can't just say, hey, Macon, right? We're looking at pockets. In some pockets, they feel suburban, they feel calm, but others, you really just don't want to go outside at night.
Can we just talk?
Oh, hell no!
So you absolutely have to be intentional about the exact area that you choose. And you really can't just worry about city averages. You're really thinking about street by street, because you can be driving down the road Macon one second and you're at Mercy University and you're like, wow, this is beautiful. And then you drive one street over, you're like, ah. And really the easiest way to do this is niche.com. It's one of my favorite resources when it comes down to helping my clients purchase homes. Gives you the ability to kind of figure out where you want to be, where you want to live, school systems, ratings, everything like that, crime rates, safety, all of those things are going to be right there. So when you find a house, you can literally go on niche.com, you go in that specific area, and then you can decide whether or not it's going to be a good fit for you. And talking about a good fit, if you're going to move with your kids and you're going to just assume that Georgia schools are all the same, Macon is going to surprise you. It's not always a good surprise. It's more of like, not like a, oh, hey, surprise party. Because Bibb County schools, they're really all over the place. Some are strong magnets for families when it comes to children to be able to get great grades and get into great school systems. And then let's just be honest, some aren't as good. And that's pretty much everywhere in the United States, right? Again, it just really comes down to the pockets.
Yeah.
So that means you're looking more school by school, not so much district by district, because most families that I actually help, they spend more time researching school zones than they actually do with house features. Because, you know, I'm a real estate agent. Hey, how many bedrooms do you want? All of these different questions. But when it comes down to it, if you have a family, if you have priorities when it comes down to amenities or commute times or school systems, we really need to be able to take a step back, and we really need to start doing research on this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I gotta dig a little deeper.
Because if education matters to you, this part actually takes a lot of time and planning. There's a lot of school systems. And right now we're talking about Macon. If you drive 15 to 25 minutes south, you're in some of the best school systems in the state of Georgia, publicly, right? You got Houston County High School, which is a fantastic school system. You got schools down in Perry, and then you have amazing, amazing schools in Bon Air and Kathleen. And you're really not too far away, but a lot of people don't know that, right? So we want to look at these school systems, niche.com, I'll link it in the description below, and you can kind of look over the areas, figure out what's best for you and your family. We can hop on a phone call and we can kind of diagnose where you would like to live at. Let's go into reason number 3, okay? This is kind of a triple one, okay? Poverty, income, and job market, because all of those 3 things are going to combine into what we're going to talk about next. On paper, it just looks so good, okay? You start doing your budgets and you look at cost of living and you look at how much home prices are, and that's all cool, but there really is a flip side that most people just don't see, and it shows up in incomes and opportunity. In Macon, we really do have some pockets of poverty, and it's sad. Wages, sometimes here, they run lower than the actual big Georgia metropolitan areas like Atlanta and everything else. And if you're remote working or you're bringing a job with you, affordability is just absolutely amazing. And to kind of dive a little bit deeper on that, I cannot tell you how many people that I know like telework, or they have like at-home work, remote work, whatever you want to call it, you know what I'm talking about. And they're getting jobs out of state, New York, California, so they're making that wage. And then we have the cost of living here. That's where a lot of people are winning. But also too, if you are looking for a job, I'll link it again in the description below. I just have so many resources. I took the time to make a PDF that has literally every single job board with every single employer that has every single job posting. literally all in one document with a hyperlink just for you for free. So if you are looking for work, I got your back. Because if you are going to rely on local pay and you're not going to be teleworking, you got to be really strategic here. Because at the end of the day, like that opportunity that I'm talking about really is lying inside of the affordability. But that's where the trade-off happens. Can you make sure that you have an income that surpasses, right, the average cost of living, and you can have that gap, and that gap is going to mean tasty restaurants. You're going to have a nice car to drive because you can afford it. You're going to go on vacations, right? We don't want to be house poor. We want the house to be a blessing and not a curse. So we really need to take all of the budget in to make sure that we can come up with a financial plan going forward that can allow you to live the lifestyle that you want. Let's move on to the next one, okay? Because if you're picturing nothing but shiny new subdivisions, let me break your heart, okay? Because there's a lot of older homes, but they're actually really cool. Because when you're driving around, there are literally thousands of older homes, and some are gorgeous. They're beautiful. You're like, honey, we got to figure out a way to be able to pay for renovations. Then other ones, they're simply falling apart. Some of them are boarded up. You're like, whoa, that looks like a movie, right? Because you're going to see some abandoned houses mixed in with otherwise good streets. And renovations, updates, repairs, they're a big part of home ownership, especially in the older areas. Because if you don't have the income in your checking account, savings account, money that you put aside for home renovations, we really want to stay out of those areas and get you into something newer. Because things to think about, you got normal home maintenance, right? $157 a year to be able to just get your HVAC system service that a lot of people don't know that you need. You really do need it twice a year. Water heater, roof, HVAC replacements over time, right? Normal home maintenance. Think about this too. Here in the state of Georgia, the sun beats down pretty darn hard. When it beats down on your fence, if you don't seal it and stain it, your fence is going to warp, it's going to eventually rot, and you're going to have to get a new fence if you don't have normal maintenance. So we want to make sure that we have enough money. But really, the upside about this is you really can find some good deals, but they're just not going to be turnkey. And by the way, again, just another resource in the description below, I have my vendors list. I literally have over 200 people on this list. You can verify them on Better Business Bureau, on Google reviews, on Yelp. These are the best people in our local area. If you need help when it comes down to renovations, even signing your child up for school, if you need counseling, like literally anything you need in the Middle Georgia area, it's on that list. So if you are thinking about tackling a home renovation plan, I got your back. You can just go to the best people. They don't pay me to actually be on this list. I just want to have that good free resource for you so you don't have to scour Google, pay a contractor, they don't show up. That's not a good time. Let's say that you don't want to do a renovation. There are new constructions. If you can find them, they exist. They're just not everywhere. Me personally, I love new constructions right now because builders, they are very desperate. And when people get desperate, they're willing to give up some money. The last two new constructions that I went under contract with my clients, over $60,000 off, home price off, $10,000 in closing costs. One got a rate buy down to 4.75%. They literally spent $13,750 to get that done. Washer, dryer, refrigerator. It was a really good deal. But let's talk about the last one, number 5, heat, humidity. I always want to say humidity. And then you are going to need a car because, hey, when you're looking on Google Maps, you're looking on images, you're looking around the local area, it all looks green. It looks beautiful. But day to day, it's going to be hot. It's going to be muggy. It's going to be a place where you're going to have a car because there's no public transportation. And you know, that's a lie. There's a little bit of public transportation in Macon with some buses, but like when I think of Middle Georgia as a whole, yeah, we're talking about Macon, but like what about Warner Robins? What about going north of Forsyth? What about Bonaire, Kathleen, Perry, Elko, Byron, right? There's a lot of areas all within here. It's not just Macon. And those areas do not have public transportation. Yeah, there's Uber. Yeah, there's Lyft, but it's not a lot going on. I'm gonna be honest. It's not a major city. But going back to where I was before I went off on that little rant, let's talk about the heat. It does get kind of brutal here. July, August, early September. The AC, it's not gonna stop. You're gonna have to keep that thing pumping. And you got some errands in July. You're gonna be sweating before you hit the parking lot walking outside.
I am sweating more than I'm proud of.
Just is what it is. We got higher humidity here, but it's for a short pocket. And then the reason why I personally live here is because the fall, the winter, the spring, it's phenomenal. We are going into winter. I'm wearing shorts right now. It's awesome. While everybody else up north where I grew up, they're snowed in. They had to take the day off. Me, I got shorts. nana boo boo, stick your head in doo doo. So sorry about that. Last thing though, when it actually comes to like driving around, you can usually get away with a 1-car household, right? Not a whole lot of public transportation. And if you are used to being able to walk around like in a city, like literally walk around in a big city to go where you want to go, you ain't really gonna find it in Macon. If you literally live downtown, right off of Cherry Street, like you got a couple blocks, like I guess you could get away with it, but like where are you gonna go to the grocery store at? You know, you can go to restaurants if you just want to eat out, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That could be a possibility. But hey, if you've made it this far in the video and you're thinking, honestly, I can handle all of those things, you're probably the kind of person that would actually love Macon. Because this video, it was a little bit harsh, okay? But that's who I am. I'm gonna tell you the real information. I'm not some person on YouTube or on the internet, right? Post this on Facebook too. That's just gonna lie to you and be like, hey, everything's perfect. Not every city's perfect, okay? But if you are seriously considering making a move to Macon or really anywhere else in Middle Georgia, please shoot me a call or text. All of my information is gonna be in the description below. And we will go over the good. We will go over the bad, we will go over the ugly, and we also will go over which neighborhoods will actually fit your budget and lifestyle. And if you want more straightforward, straight shooting videos about Middle Georgia, make sure that you tap that subscribe button so you don't miss out on anything here in the future. Thank you so much for watching. Again, like I was saying, tap that subscribe button, check out the channel. I love you guys. We'll see you on the next one.